I got a pocket full of sunshine. Let's see, who's the first one? Who's gonna be the first?
We need to locate a
First
bomb.
retard. There it is. First retard. Oh, the second retard. Guys, I'm waiting for Court. Fuck off. I got one, like, legitimately right in front of me, but I can't shoot.
All these devices that I've just described are called Internet of Things, aka IoT devices. And so keeping this in mind, packets of information are always being exchanged constantly from one device into the next. Understanding this, we can now begin to describe and analyze how a true DDoS attack works. And the way in which these things function is when too much information is being sent to one particular device, and thus it gets kicked from the network or it gets completely shut down. So let's go ahead and take an example of this. Say that everyone went ahead and did the exact same search result all at precisely the exact same time. What this massive influx of information could do is it could potentially shut down all those associated networks simply because there is too much information being sent all at the exact same time. The premise that I just described is exactly what's happening in a DDoS attack, but instead of everyone searching the exact same thing, it's intentional and it's being sent by one in particular user. The way in which this is happening is that there's these things called botnets, and botnets are on the internet, which essentially allows hackers to use malware found on different types of computers to send all those computers packets of information to a one person or a designated source, aka an IP address. Packet of information that I was describing to you guys from earlier. The game isn't registering exactly what's happening, and so it's recognizing that his connection isn't that great, and because he's getting all this packet information that's being sent directly to his modem/router, he's getting disconnected, and because of that, it now becomes a true DDoS attack. As you guys can see right there, he just got kicked from the fire team, and he just got kicked from the entire game. Now, the reason that I know that this is a true DDoS attack is because remember how I mentioned from before that not only my teammate, but the enemy's teammate games, this didn't just happen to me and my fire team, but it happened to my very good friend Bando Sauce. As you guys can tell, that here we have a team of 4 against another team of 3. Again, here is another example of a different fire team, but once again, we have a team of 4 against a team of 3. This was consistent from game to game to game, and it's all because of these two players called Tony51566 and Everlap. These two guys are consistently on the exact same fire team over and over again, and they're doing it to just about every single person that they come across. And so for all of you guys who are in the Destiny 2 community specifically, I ask that you guys report these guys because this is simply unacceptable. It's the epitome of quote-unquote lag switch. When the lag switch is over, that local device is then going to resynchronize with the online game, and in this case it happens to be with Destiny 2 and the Destiny 2 servers. The game's not going to kick that person because the fact that they just believe it's a connection issue, but in reality, this is 110% the exact opposite, and it's a hardware device that's causing this, and they can simply toggle a switch just like that, no problem whatsoever, and I believe this is also the definition of cheating. Now, I'm going to be very, very honest with all of you, and as with a lag switch, it's very, very difficult to tell on whether or not it's actually an internet connection issue or if someone is truly lag switching. In this case, it could very well be that of an internet connection, and that's all there is to it, nothing more, nothing less. In other cases, when you're actually doing damage to the enemy guardians and you see this happening, that could also be considered a connection issue, but it could also be a lag switch, and you really just don't know. And so the best thing that you can possibly do in this kind of scenario is to simply report the player in game, and that's all that there is to it. Now, if you wanted to go ahead and report a DDoS attack, that's much harder to do. And because you have to actually have the physical proof, like I showed you guys from before, of what a true DDoS attack is looking like, and not only that, you have to actually send it into the game developers. So in my case, I would have to go ahead and send this to Bungie, the developer of Destiny 2. But what's happening to you guys in a different game, like that of a PC game or that of an Xbox game, that I would highly recommend that you guys do the exact same thing, where you get this game